everybody, welcome to Kimmel's Irish Pub. Time for another movie review. Tonight's movie, Elevation. I have very low expectations here. I've been spending most of my time looking for a movie to watch, which has become difficult tonight. Most of them that I have on my list, I have no idea, all have subtitles and are long, like 2 hours long. And that's not what I'm in the mood for. I'm not interested in reading for 2 hours. So I settled on this one. It's only an hour and a half long. A single father and two women venture from the safety of their homes to face monstrous creatures to save the life of a young boy. That just doesn't sound entertaining that great. 5.6 though on IMDb, and 9,262 people rated it so far. So that gives me a little optimism. And then throw in Anthony Mackie, the new Captain America, and Morena Baccarin. I like her a lot. Maddie, Hasson, I don't know if I know her, but you know, the first two are enough to pique my interest and give this one a shot. So I'll get into it, find out what it's about, give you a better idea, and see if it's really worth watching. Stick around, I'll be back. Hey everybody, we're at the credits of Elevation, and very pleasantly surprised. It's always fun to go into a movie and set your expectations low. Even though it had good actors in it, I didn't think it was going to be great. And I enjoyed it a lot. One of the things, I guess the reason I didn't think it was going to be great, these big monsters kind of things. You know, I think monsters are for like scary movies, that kind of stuff. Horror movies, but in this case, you know, when they make this happen, but it worked. You know, it didn't bother me as much as I think, and then that's just a personal opinion. But I forget what the synopsis was, but essentially, Anthony Mackie, whatever, it's post-apocalyptic, and I always like those kinds of movies. This little bit of a gathering of people who live above 8,000 feet, and that's key. So these monsters that we have will not go above 8,000 feet, and they can live up there in 8,000 feet, but it's hard. I mean, if you live there, this is like in Colorado. It is basically where this congregation lives, or whatever they are. You know, and his son has like, seems like a sort of asthma. He needs a certain filter every night when he goes to sleep. He runs out of the filter. Well, in order to get those filters, he's got to go down below 8,000 feet to the hospital in Boulder, Colorado, and come back. And Morena Baccarin is like a physicist that lives in their you know, community, and there's a whole backstory there, right? So Anthony Mackie's the wife is not there anymore, and the physicist had an involvement in not directly, but got her in harm's way, whatever. And so he's trying to go down there, and they have to form a friendship to make this happen in order to get these filters. Meanwhile, she has a purpose to go down there because she's trying to figure out what's going on with these monsters. Why can't they go above 8,000 feet, and how do we take them out, right? So that's her mindset. So they're working together to do all this, and it's fun, you know. It kind of I put together like A Quiet Place, although they don't have to be quiet in this, but got that sense meets The Last of Us, right? Combine those, that's what you get here with big monsters. So it's like action-packed, a lot of fun, a little bit of depth in our characters, which is great. I always enjoy. The one thing that probably would have made it better for me, and I'm not saying it's not going to happen, but Elevation 2. I think there can be an Elevation 2. You know, not that this didn't give you, you know, it's not a cliffhanger, so, but I think you could set it up for more, and that would be really cool. So sign me up. I will watch Elevation 2 if you guys decide to make it, but if you decide to make it, you got to keep at least Anthony and whatever her name is in this as well, right? They got to come back, or it's not going to be as good. But I think there's a lot of opportunities, and I think whoever wrote this had that in mind. So there you go. Definitely a little sleeper for me, even though there's people in it we all know. So it shouldn't have been that much of a sleeper, but worth a watch. So check it out. Hopefully you like it as much as I do, and you're pleasantly surprised. And it's a short film, right? What'd I say? Hour and 31 minutes. There you go. All right. Thanks for tuning in. Kimmel's Irish Pub.